What's up, y'all? Welcome to Sick of the Shit Publications, the Diogenes Club. I'm
The,
Nick
the
Barrow,
late
not your
late
dad.
edition.
Late
The late
edition
late
of the
edition.
Diogenes Club, the half show today. I'm Nick Barrow,
Half
not
show.
your dad, joined by my good friend, Dr. Eric Lulove, medical editor at Blue Ant Media, and just all around good person. Eric, how the hell it's going today?
I am fantastic. How are you?
Good. I'm good. This is my first live since Monday.
Are you, are
Um,
you are you in withdrawal? Or are you doing okay? Or
I needed some time. I have not been feeling that great over the last couple weeks, or this last week, and so I needed some time. I
you
needed some
need your
time to
Wheaties?
rest and recoup. Um, and I got some time to do that. Plus, I also got some time to work on the cool ass tools that I've been building. Um, and I'm excited to say I have a fully hosted web page basically ready to go. And I'm super excited to get all of this running, and I've been testing it. And so all the posts you guys have been seeing from me are from my tools where I post something and then it distributes for me, and it's way less expensive to do it this way. It took a little longer to build, but it's way less expensive to do it this way than it is to pay for somebody else to do that shit. So it's now going to be available for others to start onboarding with and testing
Nice.
out. And it's really fun. It's really fun to get to see this come to life, and watch it and fix all the little issues that are coming up. So like all the scheduling is getting updated and made sure that it works right. And Substack, fix your fucking scheduling for RTMP hosted Substack Live so we can do more than 2 people, because these are panel discussions. That's the whole point that you put these in there, with so that we could have more than
Right.
2 guests on them. Why the fuck did you just limit it? You didn't even announce that you were going to do that. It just changed. Anyway,
Well, this is what they do, right?
it's eagle jizz. It's all eagle jizz.
It's what they do. It's
It is. How are you doing?
I am doing okay. Just sorry for the delay, everybody. I was doing a ALJ hearing for a provider in Arizona. Just trying to keep more money in his pocket versus the government getting it back. So, because what they're doing is they're just using really bad legalese, administrative law, to try to explain clinical decision making, and it's not working. It's not going well. So
can't imagine why.
yeah, it's and then so a lot of these are signed legal nurse, and I mean, I'm not an attorney, but I can tell you there's no such thing as a legal nurse. You're either an attorney or you're a nurse. You can't be a legal nurse. So it's just and it's all AI driven. Like they're literally like just pulling shit out of their ass to try to make an argument, and then let me put it this way: I've spent a long time learning how to do administrative law for Medicare stuff, and it's complicated, but I gotta tell you, like these contractors sometimes make my life really easy. Because which is fine, because as long as they keep contradicting themselves, I'm doing fine with it. So
hey, that's their problem, not yours. Like they fuck it up, it's on them, not you.
So yeah, we had a pretty big week already. Like my youngest graduated high school, so she's off to
congratulations.
her next journey in her life at college, and I'm officially an empty nester.
That's awesome.
I'm officially the Gen X empty nester. I I have officially moved into a whole new classification.
Yeah, you have joined the classification of my parents, empty nesters.
Oh, Nietta's
my parents have been there for a while.
So listen, everybody, if you're so Nietta's in the chat, Ashley's in the chat.
Naida.
And anyway, listen, if you don't follow Naida, she put a post up the other day that was just so poignant regarding the Voter Rights Act, and she specifically called, let's see, you, me, Walter, Evan, and then I kind of forwarded it kind of as a blockchain and, called out Ashley and Cliff and a few other people. So to try to keep it going, because it's what they did last week was just atrocious, just insane.
Yes.
2 weeks ago. It's unacceptable.
All of it is.
It's yeah. I mean,
it's just hot garbage over
and
over and over again.
I'm trying not to lose faith, because I know we're going to kick the shit out of them. It's like they can gerrymander all they want. It's not going to change people's attitudes. It's like, I mean,
you can only gerrymander so hard.
Exactly. And all they're doing is diluting their own districts. It's stupid.
Yes. And that's where I push back on like the idea of expanding Congress. So Walter and we had a great interview last week. You jumped on for a little bit, but Walter and I did it with Alex Racklin for a while for Massachusetts senator. And he pushed back a little bit on the idea of redistrict or increasing the size of the House and actually fixing the proportionment issues so that we have real legislation. And Naida, I'll send you the link, and you're welcome to join us for a little bit for the discussion. I'm glad to have you in all the time. Like you're welcome. I'll send you a link here, and it actually, let me check if I sent you the link last week. It's the same link, but let me double check. I'll just send you this, Naida. So look for a DM, and you can join us here in a second, or whenever you're ready to join. Always glad to have your voice on with us.
Here's what I think I finally think I got the psychology behind what they're doing.
Yeah.
And it's really they're just really at a just fuck it attitude right now. Like, we're going down in November. It doesn't matter. We've got 6 or 8 months left to steal as much money out of the treasury, to enrich ourselves, to do whatever we can do. We know the entire country is going to change, and we're just going to get away with as much as we can get away with before the hammer comes down. But the hammer they know the hammer can't come down, because the Department of Justice is still going to be run by the administration. So It's going to be at least a 2-year wait period. So they know that the minute that they've done these crimes, the clock's already ticking on the statute of limitations, which is why I have been pushing so hard that's the beauty about RICO and racketeering, is that there is no statute of limitations on racketeering.
Yes. What happened to our pictures?
So
where did we go?
I don't know. You switched the screen.
Yeah, give me a second. Okay, there we go. We're back. I added Naida's post in.
The new one that came out today was, and the new one today was the whole issue with the IRS and his lawsuit against the IRS.
They're blatantly trying to rob us.
Oh, well, and they have until May 20th, because that's when the hearing's supposed to be. So if they can, this is the most absurd logic I've ever heard in my life. So Trump sues the IRS. If they settle, the person that signs off on the settlement is the assistant attorney general, who is currently Todd Blanche in the acting role of attorney general. So anything over $4 million has to be approved by the AG, but it's his AG. And
it's his personal attorney.
It's like I'm going to sue myself to steal money from the treasury, of money that really doesn't belong to me, but belongs to other people. And then the most that the IRS has ever paid out in a settlement was $138 million.
Yeah.
He's asking 70 times that.
It's just, it's literal robbery. Like, they're trying to rob us in real time and say, oh, but we deserve it. You don't fucking deserve it. Here's the reason why we need it. They don't deserve it. They are stealing our money, our taxpayer money, our collective wealth. They're taking it, and instead of us being able to, vote these people out, they're gerrymandering themselves in.
Well,
and this is why I say it's okay. Let me finish real quick, and then I'll let you take back over. This is why I say it is okay that Democrats swing as hard as they can right now to gerrymander the other way, because those efforts are either going to save us or we lose. Like, that's like they have to do that. They have to gerrymander back. It's not an option of, oh, we want to gerrymander or we don't want to gerrymander. It's we have to. They have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, they just have to do it, because
Yeah.
you have to use the tools that are fucking available as strong and as hard as possible. Like, you can't back down now. And
No.
Jeffrey's going out and saying they're not like searching impeachment as an option. Well, then primary candidates all need to be saying impeachment is the option and it has to be done, because there is no high road. The high road is following the fucking Constitution and using constitutional law and constitutional structure to remove them from their anti-constitutional actions, or for them. You can remove for a misdemeanor. Like, what are we fucking doing?
Exactly.
The guy could have gotten a parking ticket and we could have been like, that's not presidential, you're out.
Yeah, well,
he could jaywalk and we could fucking do that. Like,
I was just thinking of the Beverly Hills Cop movie when he got thrown through the window. He's like, what are you gonna arrest me for now? Jaywalking? So it's like, so there's 3 points I want to make. So
yeah.
So the first point is, and this is what's really going to burn everybody's noodle, is that and this was all leaked by somebody within the government. Somebody within the IRS leaked the potential settlement agreement. It was either somebody Justice or somebody Treasury leaked the settlement agreement. So part of the settlement agreement is going to be, hey, Nita.
What's up, Naida?
Hey. So one of the parts of the settlement agreement is that Trump, both cokehead and dimwit, and the Trump organization can never be audited again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the first one. So that was my first point. That's what really kind of got me this morning, was like, are you effing kidding me? Like, this is like so beyond unacceptable. Like, if you can't you cannot commit financial fraud and not run the risk of getting audited like every other American citizen. Like, that's not possible. And there's statutory law that says that the president and the vice president are supposed to be audited every year anyway. So this is going to open up a whole nother line of like what we have to fix when this is all said and done. But anyway, so
they're making their own impeachable offenses for us to impeach them with.
Right. The second thing was that Julie Roginski wrote a really brilliant article yesterday outlining everything that you just said about that the Democrats have to use whatever means necessary under whatever statutory state laws that they have available to gerrymander now before the primary season starts. But actually, fuck it. Even if it's in the middle of the primary, just do it anyway.
Who gives a fuck anymore? They don't. Yeah, they're not going to follow the fucking laws.
Georgia's already doing it.
Just fucking do it.
God knows what the fuck Tennessee's doing. I mean, Tennessee just literally crossed over into like the dark side of the universe with removing every single African American state congressman from committee and subcommittee positions. I mean, like, this is pure Jim Crow stuff. You know.
Yeah. Naida.
And then the third.
I have a couple of things to say about the tax thing. I'm a tax professional. It's abhorrent that they're going to do this. I'm going to explain this to everyone who doesn't understand about audits. So there are statute of limitations on being audited, with the exception of fraud. Fraud is forever. Okay. Google, and I'm going to say this: you can Google this. You don't have to believe me, but Google is your friend in this case. You could go check IRS.gov, and you could look up fraud and the statute of limitations on fraud and audits. That will tell you what the laws are. The thing that I am annoyed about is that this doesn't surprise me, because we have some, I know, like, we have cowards basically in office, and we have people who don't understand that we need to learn from history and stop complaining about, well, it's bad. We are here you know, and I had a live with Walter, and we, had a very strong discussion about this. We are here because we have never addressed the issues of the Black community in the 1960s. And LBJ came up with this commission. They put out this proposal, and LBJ just slid it into a drawer. And I'm going to say this: being racist is not a conservative thing, it's a character defect. Because the left can be as racist as the right. and and I've if anybody who argues that with me, because I know plenty of Black conservatives that are not down with this, that are actually more conservative than I am, and who are not down with this, who are pissed off about this.
How's Byron Donaldson on that one?
Byron Donaldson, I have a few words for him that are I will not say on a live stream, but he would not be invited to the cookout, as they would say. So would Representative Hunt. He wouldn't be invited to the cookout either. And so it's not about if you're conservative or center or progressive or far right. It's about, do you believe in humanity? And so I hopped on because I wanted to really talk about the note, a couple of notes I posted. First note that Nick had up was about All Roads Lead to the South. It's happening this weekend. And it's absolutely imperative that people go and check it out. Now they've changed the website. Now it's blackpowerwarroom.com. But if you go to that website and you want to get involved, they're having actions across the country. And you can also live stream it, see it live stream. Roland Martin is live streaming it on YouTube. Joy and Reed is going to live stream it on YouTube and Substack. He's gonna be there, and that's gonna be in Alabama. That's like the main action. And if you want to learn more, you can find the live stream from last night from Win with Black Women. And Kamala Harris was on there. It was a great emergency virtual town hall saying this is what we need to do to get to work. What we also need to do is to actually point out some things that happened in Tennessee that are really important. So when they did the gerrymandering, and nobody's talking about this, they also said, hey, we don't have to notify people of their voting where they need to go vote. Now, I have a disability, and before my state changed their rules around voting by mail, I had the plan. I vote by mail now. I had the plan to vote because I rely on paratransit. If you don't tell people where their voting place is, they're going to assume that it's always in the same place. And when you redistrict, your polling place usually changes, especially if your member of Congress changes, or your state representative changes, or even at the local level. Let's say you do city council or town council races by neighborhood. That changes depending on how every 10 years you redistrict. So this is going to affect everyone across the country. It's going to affect the South the most. I live in the Northeast. There are Section 2 decisions based out of my hometown of New Rochelle, based out of the village of Portchester, which is close to my hometown. That are based on Section 2, the old interpretation of Section 2. And it's going to take some white person to say, nah, these are based on race, and you need to do something else. And the way something else was at large elections. And so I want people to understand that you need to check if your municipality has a Section 2 case or had in the past, because those decisions are going to become um, farther for racist right wingers to say we we want to go back to the old system where we don't have to have people elect the representatives of their choice.
We're at the point of taxation without representation again. Like that's what this is. That's what this turns to if we, as we continue down this path, is this is taxation without representation. This is literally why we rebel. One of the main reasons why we rebelled against England as a like as colonies. This is our stated reason: is taxation without representation. And when we do shit like this, like it hurts everybody. It hurts primarily the disability community because the disability community is not bound by race, gender, color, whatever. It doesn't, it crosses every single boundary, crosses every single one of them. And so all of us can become disabled. It is something that can happen anytime in your life.
They
And
don't care.
they don't care. The whole
Who
point
gives a
is to
shit?
make it. No, they
Care
don't
less.
want us to vote. That's the thing, is they want to make
Yeah.
it harder to vote so that disabled people don't vote, so that poor people don't vote because it's confusing, so that minorities are afraid to vote because they know that ICE is going to be standing at the polling locations, just like the old Jim Crow polling locations used to have poll watchers with guns standing there scaring black people away, scaring Chinese folks away, scaring the Irish away, whatever it was, whatever our prior bullshit racist personality choice, because I love that you said that racism is a personality choice, because it is. Like, being a racist is a personality choice. It means you're a fucking asshole. It means you don't give a shit about anybody outside of yourself. It means you're a piece of shit. That's what it means to be a racist. That's what it means. You've chosen to do all of those fucking things, and Tennessee is doing it as law. And like Representative Justin Pearson, who's now running for Tennessee Congress, like for federal, I think he was talking about that earlier. He's now running for federal office. Yeah, he just got fucking pushed out because they sucked their racist pieces of shit there, and it looked like Jim Crow era pictures. It looked like civil rights era pictures. It looks like we've not stopped doing what we've been doing since we were founded as a nation. And we need to admit that. Like, we need to admit how like oppressive and racist we have been throughout our entire history, and then just confront it. Like, it is a choice. We could choose today to stop enforcing any of these racist fucking policies. All it would take is the majority looking people, us white people, to finally just go, this is enough. Like, this hurts all of us. This is hurting me. You know, this hurts you. Like, these racist maps hurt you. These maps hurt Naida. They hurt me. They hurt Eric. Like, if I don't know where my polling location is in Arkansas, like if they were to change that on me, I'm disabled. I have a handicap. I should be able to get easy transportation to a polling location if I need to. But if they don't know where I'm going and I don't know where I'm going, how the fuck am I supposed to do that? Like, what am I supposed to do? How do I get there?
Nick,
And they don't care. They don't fucking
say?
care.
They're going to say, well, it's on the website, right? You can find the information on the website. This is the problem. When they say you can find it on the website, I'm going to explain this to people so people get this. This year was supposed to be the year that state, local, and county governments were supposed to update their websites to make them accessible. So now, if you have low vision, you're blind, you have some other disabilities that don't allow you to access websites easily, you are dyslexic. I'm dyslexic, and so if you can't easily navigate the website, I have issues. I have a neurological condition that sometimes affects my hands, and I drop things sometimes or whatever, and I can't use a keyboard or sometimes even my phone. If the information is not on the website, very accessible and easy to find, they don't have to do that because the federal government pushed the regulations 2 years out to give them more time. And I'm going to say it's because they want to cheat. This is not about they're saying, oh, it's about cost. No, it's not about cost. It's about they want to cheat, and because all the sites would need to be accessible, including board of election sites and at the county level, the state level, and if you don't have county government, like in Massachusetts, at your local level. And now they want to play these games and say, oh, it's going to be on the website. And I got some whack ass comment from somebody saying, well, it's your responsibility to go vote. I deleted that comment because I'm like, I'm not going to engage with the asshat that you are because I don't do that. I don't engage with asshats who are completely ignorant and unintelligent people, right? And so I'm like, it's not it's the government's responsibility to act in good faith. And we have a government that's not acting in good faith. And the problem is, and this is the other thing people need to understand about these Supreme Court rulings. Supreme Court went back on the ruling that they made Hannah 2 years ago. But this is not a different court. This is the same court, and the only difference is that we got the current occupant, or I like to call felon 47, who's in office. And I added, these people are the KKK without hoods. I don't call them Nazis. They're the KKK without hoods, with judicial robes, and it's ridiculous. If you're a true conservative, you're for the rule of law. You're for fairness.
They're not conservatives. They're white nationalists.
And that's the difference.
Yeah, they're regressives and not conservatives either.
Which makes them fascist Nazis in my book.
Well,
they're doing everything but building gas chambers, but they're not even doing that. They're just building concentration camps. They haven't gotten to the gas chamber component yet. The gas chamber's coming in the way that they're going to manage HHS and Medicaid cuts and through the healthcare system. They're going to gas us through lack of services and credit card fraud, credit card debt, and financial debt. They're going to come up with more sinister ways to gas us. And that's about breaking. It's about breaking the population so that they have complete and authoritarian control over everything. And the one thing that I forgot to mention with the whole IRS thing with the Trump family is what this is doing is it's establishing generational wealth on the backs of the American taxpayer with all of these plutocratic billionaires. The day of reckoning's coming, and it will come. Yes. Because you don't get to be this much of a douchebag at any level without it coming back and bouncing. And I mentioned this. I mentioned this yesterday in a chat with Miles Taylor on his show, that who would have thought that the device and the technology that they created to monetize artificial intelligence is going to be the device and the technology that brings it all down.
Yep.
Because of how we're able to link documents and link things together and having it move much faster than humans putting things together and being able, I mean, that's what's been amazing with the Epstein dump is that I don't think they ever expected like people like, Ann McDougall and Zev to create the Test.AI, to use the Test.AI engines. People are building their own AI search engines. They're putting shit together that would have taken decades to do at the FBI with
Mhm.
multiple agent,
Yeah, they think we're dumb.
and they think we're stupid.
They think
And the reality is we ain't stupid.
I mean, all of us in this space has at least a bachelor's degree, right? I mean, and even though I did not finish my master's, I did go to grad school. I almost finished, but I did go to grad school, and I could read even with my dyslexia. I understand what the hell is going on because of technology. And so we have to be willing to hold these people accountable. There's two things I want to say before I hop off. First thing I want to say to everyone is Disability Community for Democracy, the first Thursday in June, and I believe that's June 4th at 7 o'clock, we are holding a live stream to talk about voting rights and how it impacts, how gutting Section 2 and Section 5 of the Voting Rights Act impacts the disability community in multiple ways. The Voting Rights Act no longer exists. Like, that's the reality, right? They're going to say, well, the other sections haven't been gutted. I'm like, if you take out the two main pillars, the two biggest pillars of the law, then it doesn't exist. Because
the house still falls down.
Right. They can go after access around disability now. And that was also passed in 1982. What people don't understand, they're going after, they reversed the decision from the 80s when they updated the Voting Rights Act in 1982 due to a conservative court interpreting it a different way. Congress said, hold my beer. They passed it. Ronald Reagan signed it and updated all these different things for the disability community, more things around language, and they're going after that. Go ahead, Eric.
And remember, John Roberts was a U.S. attorney during the Reagan administration, and this has been his battle since the early 80s. This has been his mission to dismantle the VRA.
He's had a hard-on for it, literally.
Oh, huge dildo. He doesn't have hard-ons. He has a dildo.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because that's right. Because you can,
I would assume he has a double-sided one, but I don't know how he would use it. As we degrade.
Hey,
I figured I wanted to get to you before the testicle comment came out.
No, I was not gonna use the testicle comment.
Well, no, Nick was.
I mean, he looks like one. So, he's got that saggy, wrinkly face, and it's just gross, and he's got pubic hair for a head. So, he looks like one.
The part that really bothers me, and I'm, as a Gen Xer, institutionalist, grew up understanding civics and the role of government and how things are supposed to work and representative democracy, and realizing over the last 10 years or so that the money is the root of where we are at. It's really been the root of all the evil is the money in politics, and it's not necessarily the Citizens United decision, so to speak, because that was there in 2010. That was there before the last 10 years. What has really truly happened was people like the Heritage Foundation, the people who have written Project 2025, the installation of the power brokers in Washington, the lack of a spine with any congressperson standing up on the floor and literally saying, this is fucking wrong. Okay, we're not doing a big omnibus bill anymore. This is bullshit. We need 14 appropriation bills. We're going back this, trying to do these big monster bills.
School of rock shit.
Schoolhouse rock
stuff.
Schoolhouse rock shit. That's what we need.
Right.
Here's a bill. Yeah. Here's how it passes. One bill contains one item. It talks about one thing. It should be easy to read. Everybody should be able to understand it. This is fucking easy. Like
Yeah.
I learned this in school, like the whole schooling growing up, we learned how to do this shit. It's
You know, and
not
this was Mitch
hard.
McConnell. Honestly, this was Mitch McConnell. All the years that he was the Senate Minority Leader, throwing the wrenches into the system, basically deliberately mucking up the bill process so that things got more difficult. And it's the fecklessness of Senate leadership on the left saying, "Oh, well, we're the Senate. We have to be academically gentle, and we can't fuck that. Take the goddamn gloves off already. Like
It's
enough's
do
enough.
your jobs.
The rules are broken.
stop.
Fix the rules when we get the system back, and then put the rules in to say, all right, now you're not doing this shit ever again. And we're going to make sure we pass the laws to fill the gaps, and we're going to suture everything back together, but we're going to make sure we reinforce the hell out of it. And we're going to make all this shit illegal. You're not going to be able to legally trade. You're not going to be able to sideswipe audits. You're not going to be able to, like we're going to literally have to rewrite the Department of Justice to make the Attorney General an electable, nonpartisan position. It cannot be appointed anymore because we've seen what happens when that goes down. Right.
And this is where we need an independent inspector general branch or something like that is elected in by the people that actually does inspector general shit. And
totally. You know what else we also need, which I'm a part of? We need a truth discussion around race. There's a bill that's being supported, and I'll let Nick know about it. And Eric, if you can connect me with Miles, that would be great because I really, I watched him last night. He's great, but he's missing a whole community right now because this is not just about race anymore. This is about they're coming after everybody all at once now. And if you exclude the disability community, which is the largest marginalized group in the United States, you're never going to win elections, right? The good people are never going to win elections when you exclude the disability community. And that's why, and I'm gonna say this, and I volunteered for Kamala Harris's campaign. Guess what? Both campaigns ignored the disability community, and that's why she lost too, because they didn't put any real effort into outreach to the disability community specifically. And a bunch of us, I'm not part of the disability caucus of the Democrats because I am not a Democrat, but I was part of, the caucus for the campaign itself. And we said, hey, we have content, we make content. They're like, oh, it needs to go through legal, it needs to go through this. It's like you're making it too difficult to win. It's like you're being too cautious. And we need people to stop being afraid. And I am going to say this, I am for statehood for Puerto Rico, but I understand how Puerto Rico works, and Puerto Rico is very conservative. It's more conservative than you think it is. And so assuming that
it's more conservative than even Miami.
It's more conservative than Miami, and I have family in Puerto Rico, so I'm saying this as somebody who has family there. They make Republican trifecta states seem liberal in certain aspects. And so I just want people to understand, if we're talking about statehood for these territories that we have, right? You need to understand the politics. Some of these people are going to be Republicans, So.
Oh, your background froze out on us there on you.
Yeah, hold on.
And you had a little head pop up below your right elbow there.
And
that's all I have. So I mean, I am completely like I have a live in a few, so I gotta hop off.
Yeah, and let's end us there because I've got to support here soon too. And so let's do this real quick while we got the three of us here. Let me find Naida. I know I have your link somewhere. Where the heck is it? There you are. Okay, Naida, promote yourself and what you doing.
So, Disability Community for Democracy is my organization, and we have a newsletter called Nothing About Us Without Us, and we need free subscribers, but we also need people to be paid subscribers because Disability Community for Democracy is run by volunteers completely. So if you're already subscribed and you can't afford it, please become a paid subscriber. Even if it's monthly, it's $5 for a month and $50 for the year. Secondly, the thing I will say is, I said this before, June 4th, we are having a live stream to talk about the disability aspect of the Voting Rights Act intersecting with race. And so I want people to understand that this is happening. I am going to be reaching out to Nick and Walter to see if they could at least live stream it on their platform so we can get it out to more people.
Mm-hmm.
We need to get this out. And I'm hoping that, Eric, if I'm gonna just, I know this is like a big ask, but if you can connect me with Miles, that would be great because we want to make sure that people know that this is happening. And last but not least, if you
I already
can,
sent him a message.
thank you. Thank you, I really appreciate that. If you can support financially, all roads lead to the South, right? Because they want to hire people after this action. Even if you don't want to support me, please support them because they're going to be hiring staff to fight back and to make sure people are registered in the South so they do not only get gerrymandered out of their House seats, but they also can vote these MFers out in their state seats because the state is where they decide redistricting. We can no longer just focus on the Senate or the House at the federal level. We need to focus on every level of government. So
everything.
I just want to say that, and I want to say I really appreciate you two. Good, and it has nothing to do with the fact that you're white. You're just two good men who have morals and ethics. We might not agree on everything, but guess what we agree on? Humanity is not up for debate. And these fools are racist and ableist and homophobic, and they need to go. I am done with my soapbox.
Love it. Thanks, Naida. I appreciate you a lot.
Thank you, Naida.
And thank you for being with us and jumping in. You're always welcome to try and jump in too. So thank you. Eric, you, my friend.
I don't know if I could follow that. That was such a powerful closing. I can't bat second after that. You know. Anyway, hi everybody.
I know that was
you can
rude.
reach me here on Substack, drlulove.substack.com. You can read my stuff on Blue Ant Media. I do have a subscription. It's the lowest setting I could possibly make it. What I'm doing with that setting is for every subscriber, I am matching the annual subscription that's going into a fund to help. I'm going to be helping to create a fund for digital creators when they get started, so that there's a whole apprenticeship program with this, and those, so none of the money is coming directly to me. It's sitting in an escrow account, waiting to be utilized once we get the program up and running. So really appreciate everybody. If you have, I know it's really tough right now with everybody with financials, and if you can do a monthly, great. If you can do an annual, it's only $30, and that money is going directly to the development of digital creators and independent journalists and independent creators. And not for me, because I don't need your money. So that's what we're doing, and that's going to be the next launch. So I appreciate everybody kind of hopping in today. I know it was kind of like a late start, and I'm going to turn over to not our dad, the bearded one.
The bearded one. Eric, thank you so much. And I love the idea that you're doing to help give back to and contribute back to the community. I think that's amazing. Thank you. It's not something any of us have asked. At least I've never asked you specifically to do something like that. I'm so glad that that's just something that you're able to do. And I know others will appreciate it. This type of support is how people get in and can actually start doing what they need to understand and grow. And so support Eric. You're awesome, brother. Naida, you're awesome.
Supporting
my
me
friend.
supports everybody else.
And then come support me here at Sick of This Shit Publications. I know we were late today and we had some cancellations throughout the week. I was not feeling good this week, but there's so much cool shit going on in the background. I have pretty much finished and I'm now just bug testing and starting user testing for some cool new automations and support tools. And that costs money, but your support can help fund all of that, and can help us continue to grow. And so please come support Sick of the Shit Publications. The larger we have of a platform here, the larger we can provide for others too. The larger platform we can make to provide a space for the disability community to come onto and re-show their or share their lives and promote their events. The more of you guys, the better. So thank you, everyone. Hit those subscribes, hit the like, do all the things that you know you need to do. And then when it comes out, restack, like, share, do all the post-show things you know you need to do. Thank you so much. And yeah, as always, just suck less. You can get these at the Sick of This shop, which is shop.sickofthishitpublications.com. There is a link in the post show notes as always. So subtly remind those around you.
It's bigger than you know who's dildo. It's bigger than you know who's double-sided dildo.
Tiny. Oh, anyway. Great. Thanks for coming late with us. Thanks for joining us. You'll still see this episode review out later. Thanks again. We're done being sick of this shit here. So now we're doing shit. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.
Everybody.